Hello and welcome back. This is Smart Money. We're discussing entrepreneurship with a man been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm going to twist his arm. I'm going to want you to tweet us. And if you tweet us, we're going to give away a couple of copies of the book. I don't know how many he's going to sponsor, but I'm squeezing him live on air. Gil, the idea of entrepreneurship has this almost romantic sense to it. Help me understand how romantic the journey has been, that on a shoestring you started out this business and you had angel investors and the world was a soft and welcoming place saying, let's give the little guy a chance. And here you are today. Also.
What are you talking about?
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it's a nice rom-com, but entrepreneurship is more like a horror mixed with a little bit of thriller. But it's definitely not a romantic comedy. Entrepreneurship is never that. It's very tough, and the point of the beginning of that journey is the toughest part of all, because you're doing things that you have no idea what you're doing. You are short of money, you're short of resources, you don't have a brand. So the first thing is I realized that as we progressed, life got a little bit easier. But in those first few years, I remember, I don't want to lament, but I remember all-nighters. I mean, we had an office in Parktown, and the heater never worked. I remember winters of using tablecloths, promotional tablecloths for the yogurt promotions we were doing, and I'd cover myself up, literally lie down on the floor for a few hours and then carry on working because we had deadlines, and you have to be jack of all trades, and you're usually master of none, but have to pretend that you are. And and like weird thing, like I remember every 2 months I had to update VAT. I'm not a financial guy, I'm an entrepreneur.
Sure.
I want to sell stuff,
Lots of stuff, yeah.
And I have to, and it's unfortunate. I think one of the lessons that I took away from those days is I think my business would have grown a lot faster and a lot better with more efficiency if I got the right people to do it, paid a little bit more, had taken less margin up front, and built a bigger, better business earlier on. Trying to do everything yourself, yeah, you can do it. But what are you giving up at that expense? How many times did I sit doing that, okay? Which is very important, by the way, instead of going to sell business. And I always think, if you're a CEO, regardless of the size of your business, first and foremost, you're the CSO, you're the Chief Sales Officer. No one is going to do a better sales job than the CEO. You should be focusing most of your energy, regardless of what it is, on going to bring in new business. I feel very strongly about that. You need the revenue, I call it the petrol. You can always worry about efficiency of driving the car. Yeah. That's the margin. But you need the revenue to drive the car.
This kind of financial input and having a structure that makes sense, A, for sustainability, and then B, for enhancement going forward. How do we do that in a financial plan when we're also still trying to be the chief sales officer and realizing this vision and finding out what we actually want to be?
I mean, the one thing you learn when you're a financial planner to entrepreneurs is you almost throw away the plan for the first 10 or 15 years of the business.
Dude, we've been doing this show for 2 years. You're telling me to throw away the financial plan.
The thing about an entrepreneur is that no one's going to grow their money faster than themselves. And if they don't believe that, then they're in the wrong place. So an entrepreneur really arrives to talk to a financial planner once they've built their capital, and they start saying, okay, how do I protect what I've built and at least some of it, and then I'll carry on. So I mean, an entrepreneur, all they need to do is make sure they've got a will, because it is a stressful job, and they're managing their debt. As I said, try and get that debt down or to zero before you start. But I can promise you it's a complete waste of time to talk to a real entrepreneur in the early stage of their business life about a financial plan. They just want to get through tomorrow and next week. They're not worried about 10 years' time. They've got a dream, but it's not a plan. And I think one thing, we talk about mistakes a lot. I mean, it's not as if everything happens in a business is a mistake. Sometimes the best mistakes become really great success stories. And the one thing I always say to entrepreneurs is, if you make a mistake, that's fine, as long as you make it for the right reasons. You can recover from a mistake with a client where you've did it for the right reason. But make a mistake because of bad ethics, because you wanted to take a shortcut that's going to cost your client something, and you can't recover from that. No business, no reputation recovers from those things. So and that's always, you find when times are tough and you just, money's not there, to take the shortcut at the expense of a client, an unethical issue, is how you destroy yourself and your reputation and your business all in one shot.
Warren, it's such a good point, because in today's times it's such a small community, business community globally, because of social media and all of that. There's nothing more important than reputation, and you get only one chance, and you can build your reputation over years and tarnish it in one foul swoop overnight.
VW.
Enough said.
Yeah. Wow. How many copies of the book can I get from you when my viewers tweet?
10 copies right here, right now.
Sold.
Fantastic. So we're going to use the hashtag BDTV, and then we'll give away 10 of those copies. What was your favorite chapter in the book? When you wrote that one and you read it, and then your editor looked at it and said, Gil, we've got the magic here.
Yeah. I mean, there are lots of great chapters, many different favorites, because it's actually a journey. So even though they're split into different chapters, it takes the reader on a journey. It starts off with why even be an entrepreneur? What is the definition of an entrepreneur? And are you even an entrepreneur? And then it takes you on a journey. Okay, cool, you're an entrepreneur, you need a big idea. What does that mean? You need a business plan. And it takes you on this journey. But I think the one that stands out for me is the importance of personal branding. Understanding branding and personal branding is very close to my heart. It's what we do for a living for our clients and what I've worked on. And I think in today's times, you've got an unbelievable opportunity for the first time in history that you could spend zero money and build a strong, big brand globally. The most successful advertising campaign of year before last was the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, it went global. It raised tens of millions of dollars. Presidents did the challenge, all for ALS. And by the way, you know how much money was spent on it? Zero. Sure. Not a cent. And so it shows the power of social media, the power of PR, the power of connectivity. So entrepreneurs who are not exploiting that, who are not focusing on building a personal brand. What is a personal brand? But saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is how I differentiate myself, this is my opinion on the industry and the passion that I have on the industry that I'm in. And that's why you should buy into me and buy into my business. Very powerful.
And powerfully, we have to close right there. This is Smart Money. Who we are is about educating our viewers at home, giving a viewpoint on how to manage the rands and cents that come in. What do? We do it with passion, with great brains and great guests, and you make it all possible. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the team here at the studio. Until next time from us, goodbye.